Well, this beautiful morning, we're starting a few minutes early because I'm already starting my research. I'm tired. I'm so tired. But I've been up for a little while now and just sitting here drinking some coffee, going over all the crap going on out there in the real world. Lisa, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. We're getting up earlier and earlier. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm usually an early riser, but this time of the year I start really, I don't know, lacking. Oh, Emma, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Phil, grab your cup of coffee. I hope you guys are doing well. Melanie, good morning. Queen of Hypes, good morning, love. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Dina, it's nice to see you. Who knows? Good morning, sassy granny. Are you sassy frassy? Laura, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Yes, I know. I'm waking up. Having my cup of joe. Going through. My computer did not want to work this morning. I bring up so many, like 40 something tabs. Okay. I have a set, like the MacBook Pro gets it no problem. This Windows struggles a little with it. So I pull it up and I'm sitting here fighting with the damn. There's nothing worse than pulling your butt out of bed, opening something up, expecting it to work like you need it to work, and it just spinning and it's spinning and it's spinning, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with the computer? It's not like the first time it's had to pop up these tabs, and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning, and I can't do nothing, and I'm like, what the hell, And so I'm like, I put it down and then I pull it back up and then I pull it down. Then I start going through it and I'm like, what's taking this thing so long? I mean, it's a lot of tabs. I get it. But, it's not something that should take 5 or even 10 minutes to load. I mean, there are 40 tabs. It's just search tabs, like a tab that says murder, right? I mean, it's not advertisements. It's just Google searches. And anyways, I was struggling, so I finally closed it all out, which that even took time this morning just to close the tabs out. It wouldn't shut down on me. And so finally I had to go into the history and reopen it, and then all the tabs were there, and they weren't spinning like they were before, and I could see them, and I could read them, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? But there's nothing that starts your morning off with just already a pocket full of problems, right? Pocket full of problems. Good morning. Who else joined us? Is that Miss Sonia? Good morning, Sonia. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. So I'm still going through, law enforcement. We don't really have anything in Kada Scott. Or Devil's Den. You know that story that we covered, and it was a huge story. It kind of reared its ugly head, and then it just quieted down. In Arkansas, there's this park, this Devil's Den State Park. And these two parents were there with their 2 young girls. And this crazy lunatic just jumps out of the bushes and kills the parents, stabs them to death. And there was a manhunt, and the manhunt ended up leading to the capture of, what was his name? McNabb, but it was something, I can't remember what his first name was. Hold on, let me find out what his first name was. It was Kristen and Clinton Brink that lost their life, but the double homicide suspect was, and it just keeps saying McGann. I can't remember the guys. There it is. Andrew James. Oh, and it could be James Andrew. Because I remember there being something with the name. Like one of the things, I remember we were calling him one thing, and it was either Andrew James or James Andrew. And it was just the opposite. They had mixed up his first and middle name when they were referring to him. So I remember that. But anyways, he ended up, killing these 2 parents, leaving these two girls traumatized and orphaned, and nothing. Like usually local media stays abreast to any of the changes or turns in the case, like when they're going to court. We haven't had anything posted in this case since August 28th. Nothing. And it just, my alarm clocks are going off. And it just basically says judge issued a gag order to prohibit pretrial publicity, but it didn't mean that they couldn't talk about nothing. So we get very, very limited updates, but occasionally we will get something. It's just not enough. That's all there is to it. It's just not enough when we have breaking news cases like this, and we don't know what the heck's going on. So we did get an update about a judge. Judge has agreed to allow, that's it, Andrew McGann, to appear wearing civilian clothes, which again, there are always going to be questions. I don't think there should be anymore. I think at this point, it should be oh, hey, YouTuber, it's nice to see you. Did I miss anybody else? Oh, I did miss a few people. Judy, it's nice to see. Oh, ER, let me go up a little bit further. Apparently, I missed a lot of people. I think we're up. Okay, I see YouTuber. I see Dina. Oops. There you are, ER. It's nice to see you. Rose, good morning. Judy, good morning. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. Nancy, it's nice to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. Look at that. Even Pussy Willow Pindercow. What the hell are you doing up, lady? It's entirely too early for you. Can't sleep? Carol, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. But we had this conversation with Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson is the culprit in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And they went to court and was going to this hearing to find out if he could wear civilian clothes for the remainder of his proceedings. In my position's very clear. I can't sleep. I slept pretty good. Don't know what time I went to bed, but obviously I went to bed early enough that I woke up actually, I feel rested. I very rarely feel rested in the morning when I wake up, but this morning I feel rested. I feel great. But we had this conversation about Tyler Robinson, and this whole thing about civilian clothes through, who knows, it's nice to see you. I got a steroid shot yesterday and it kicked in about 1. I don't make sense. Oh boy. Yeah, I talked to my best friend last night. It sounds like we got some really good news. It is not an abscess, right? It's good. It's not an abscess. It is just a pocket of infection. They have pumped her body with a whole crap load of antibiotics. I'm pretty sure she's going to have a yeast infection, as much antibiotics as they punch in that poor woman's body. But I digress. I think she's good. I think that they're going to be sending her home. So as soon as we wrap up with our show this morning, I'm going to be calling her. So I'm either going to go to her house or I'm going to go up to the hospital until she's released, But she seemed in better spirits. She was about to, as I was talking to her last night, her nurse was coming in to give her medication, which would have ultimately, knocked her out. So I ended up getting off the phone with her, but it sounds like positive, since I left the hospital yesterday, it sounds like more positive information came about. So that's really, really good. Sorry that you're going through some stuff too. It sounds like we're all falling apart. Mike, Big Mac Mike up in the house. Denise, good morning. It's nice to see you. Hello. But getting back to the whole civilian clothes conversation, I truly believe it should be in the statute. It should be given. I don't see it, unless there's extenuating circumstances, that really should be the only reason why they're going and wasting the court's time. I think it should be a given that these people, when you're going to trial, you have the opportunity to be in civilian clothes. And you know what? I think that should be for everybody if they so choose, right? I really don't think that, high profile cases should be the only ones. Oh, thank you, Melanie, for the floating heart. I appreciate it. I don't believe that high profile cases should be the only ones that are offered that. Good morning, Sasha. It's nice to see you, love bug. And sometimes I feel that's the case. Like if you don't have a high profile case or you're not going to have cameras in the courtroom, you're not offered that opportunity to be in plain clothes. I think that's a disservice. I think it should be an entitlement. I think that if you're going to court and you're going to court, especially for a capital crime or a crime that can where you serve, more than 10 years in jail, I think it should be written in the law that you should be able to go to your court hearing in civilian clothes. You're talking about significant times. People that make these rules and give these penalties, and again, the reason why I talk about the penalties is because I don't believe everybody in jail should be in jail. I don't believe in somebody, unless there's violence, I don't believe that anybody should be in jail for more than 10 years. I think that if it's a nonviolent crime, 2 to 5 years really should be the maximum for anything. And I still believe 2 to 5 years is quite extensive. Like I would prefer our people being in work release or in some type of, in-house educational program. Something that's teaching them stuff instead of them just wasting their time looking at walls. A lot of people that steal, and that's the majority of a lot of the crime that we deal with is theft, right? And usually, oh, thank you, Pussy Willow Pindercat. I appreciate that. Cheers. Especially people that steal, like petty thefts in the stores and stuff like that. They do that. There's two mindsets that do it. One that just wants to know if they can get away with it. They've got the money to pay for it. They just don't want to. Trust me, this is true. So you got just the ones that just want to see if they can get away with it. Oh, thank you. Who knows? Cheers to you too. Cheers to you too. And there are the people that steal because they need to steal. They can't afford the stuff that they want because they don't have money. They came from a broke family. They didn't know about work. They didn't know about education. They're low in education. They're low in work skills. And those are the type of people that are revolving doors that we could literally cure from being a revolving door. Teaching them something. Letting them go out there and make that money. At the end of the day, a lot of the things that we're dealing with is people that just don't have the same familial upbringing that many of us did. So their mommy and daddy weren't on their butts. They weren't, their mommy and daddy may have had, problems themselves, mental issues, substance abuse issues, a number of things. Didn't care whether the kids went to school or were educated or got out from under it. It's just repeating the same cycle. And it leads them down the same exact roads that their family was down. And that's what they know. We have to remember that these children, that's what it upsets me so much when I hear these young children, like that 6-year-old that shot the teacher. Like the parents should be in jail. Okay, the parents. Good morning, Seclusion. It's good to see you, love bug. Claudia, it's 3:07 in Washington State, just drinking my morning coffee. Well, glad to have you. We're up. We're up for you. We're up just for you. Oh, and we're up just for you. Oh, good gracious. You doctor? I know, right? Are you a doctor? And I forgot what we were just talking about. It's still early for me. My brain is still chugging along. I'm not even through my first cup of coffee yet. I'm awake. I mean, I'm more awake than I have been in the last few mornings that we woke up together, but it still sucks over here in Casa de Bullhorn. And it looks like Delilah went back and put herself back to bed. She was up with me, but I think she took herself back to bed. She's not with it. She's not with it. She's usually up before me, and now she's like, Mom's going live. I'm going back to bed. I'm going back to bed. But the plain clothes stuff, I feel like that the people that aren't getting the high profile cases, that's what I was talking about, the work release and stuff like that. The high profile cases, they don't get to they don't get to dress out. You know, they don't get to go to court in suits and ties, and I think that's a disservice. I think if it's allowed for the high profile cases, and this is why it should just be in a statute. I think short of them being extenuating circumstances, everybody should be in plain clothes until they're convicted, unless they're previously convicted and already in jail. You know, that may weigh on some of the other stuff because they are convicted of a crime at this point, and if they were dressed out, like I think there needs to be some regulations on it, but I think it needs to be open to everybody. Hey, GK, it's nice to see you, love. Good morning. Court TV loves me. Vinnie Politan loves me. I don't know if Court TV loves me. just to throw it out there. Just to throw it out there. I know I feel the love from Vinny. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the rest of the crew. I'm not sure about the rest of the crew. But we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. Good morning. Good morning, love. So they want him in court. They want this guy in court without visible restraints, and this is for the Devil's Den stuff. So I ultimately I think the judge ordered to allow him to proceed with civilian clothes in all hearings. Now, if you guys don't remember this guy, I mean, he's a wackadoo, and the crazy part about it was he was a teacher, and he had lost his job at several different teaching gigs because of his unnatural infatuation with the young girls. And he was dealing with young girls, like elementary style, type of children. It's just scary, and it makes you wonder, was he just developing his skills, or had he already executed some of those skills? And it's highly disturbing. We learned at this case that the parents were protecting their children, and we kind of didn't know what they meant by it, but kind of knew what they meant by it. But once we learned about McGann's history, we kind of realized, we think he was trying to get the kids or the girls, and God knows what would have happened had he gotten a hold of one of the children. Jesse Weber. Oh, I do love Jesse. I like his voice. His voice is very soothing, It's one of those things, like I hear my voice, when I do like the replay, especially when I'm in there on the equipment. And sometimes my voice is very soothing. I'm actually quite surprised. I'm not the soothing type of person. I'm kind of the person that's the firecracker. You see something there in 1 minute, and then boop, there I am the next, right? Mama, it's nice to see you, love. Nice to see you. Don't forget, as Sonia's saying, hit that thumbs up button on your way in. We got 65 people in chat, and it looks like only 29 thumbs up. I mean, I get that you guys are half asleep, but good gracious, hit the button, okay? You can hit the button on the coffee maker. You can hit the button on the YouTube. Hit the button on the YouTube, on the tube. Mel Buzz. Are we changing her name to Mel Buzz? I'm the free court RV. Focuses on trial. I actually sit, during the day when I just need, because I have to turn the TV on because I need some noise in the house. It's too quiet around here. When it's too quiet, my brain's too loud. And I know some of the people that are like me understand what I'm saying. So I've got to turn the TV on. It sounds schizophrenic. I got to turn the TV on to quiet the voices in the head. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Right. But no, my brain works a mile. I don't know if my brain ever shuts off. It just works and works and works. I'm one of them. And so I've got, Sonia must know what I'm talking about. She's the only one laughing. She gets it. Do, 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 do. I sit here, so I have to have some TV on. It's just too quiet around the house. There's, Delilah's pretty quiet, believe it or not. I know she's a Chihuahua and should be an ankle biter, but The only time she really barks is if she hears noise outside. I mean, or somebody trying to knock on the door or something like that. Otherwise, she's pretty stinking quiet. So when I'm here working and it's just me and her, it's very quiet here. So I gotta turn on the TVs and some sound, just very lightly. I can't have it overpowering, like turned up. I just have to have the noise in the house, or you hear somebody, right? Just a little whisper, just like you're in an office, where people are talking about work, but I have to have the feeling. You got to understand, when you work for yourself and you're required to get your butt up and get yourself in gear and get yourself moving, you got to do those things, okay? You got to make it realistic, because you get sucked into the silence. Don't get sucked into the silence. It's bad. It's really bad. Don't let the silence win, folks. Don't let the silence win. Yes, I will agree. I have to have noise all the time too. Yes. And you know why? Because you don't want to admit it, because you need to silence the voices in the head. You know what I'm saying? I knew Betty was schizophrenic. I knew it. Lady for Justice, thank you. Drives my husband crazy having the TV. I know. I don't have to worry about driving anybody crazy. All right. And the only thing that drives me, oh, thank you, Rose. I got the latte. Thank you. The only thing that drives me crazy here is Delilah. Only when she gets in her whimper, like every now and again, she gets really dramatic. Good morning, Kelly. She gets really dramatic, and she acts like a drama queen. So she'll walk around here and she will just start whimpering. I don't know what the damn dog's whimpering about, okay? She's been fed, she's watered. Usually it means she just wants to play, or I'm not giving her enough attention right then when she wants attention. Drama queen. Yes, Delilah has an attitude at times, okay? She is a little being, okay, that has tude. And she yells. I know you guys are thinking I'm crazy, which doesn't bode very well with my conversation about, the voices in the head. But she got a little bit of a personality, okay? She got a little bit of a personality. Oh, good morning. Anybody know the gossip about Shandley Painter? Well, I didn't hear the gossip, GK. I didn't hear the gossip, but I know that there was a break, because, I know Shanny. And I've known, we've covered several cases. She's interviewed me multiple times. And I noticed one day she was on Court TV, and the next day she was gone, and she was on Fox News. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe she got an update. But she's now with Fox. She's off Court TV and with Fox. I don't know what happened. But I gotta tell you, if you've never met her, she's a very sweet, very soft-spoken woman, but just a very kind, you can just tell she's just a kind soul. So I don't know how in the world Court TV could have any problems with her. So she either got an upgrade, a raise going to Fox, or, there's been a lot of, whether people want to know it or not, and I know mainstream media is not saying anything about it, but there's really some tightening up. She got in a big fight with Ted Rollins. I don't like Ted. I'm not a Ted fan. I'm not. Ted has done some shitty shit with Ashlee Banfield. He sure has. He sure has. Some sideways stuff too. I've known about Ted Rollins. I think he might have been the reason why, if I'm thinking correctly, I think it was Ted Rollins that might be the reason why, was it Ted Rollins? I know there was some stuff with Ted and Ashlee Banfield years ago. And I think it had something to do with the HLN when, Ashlee Banfield was on HLN. And I actually think there might have been something that happened, and I can't remember if it was with Ted Rollins or somebody else, that actually ended up making her lose her job with HLN, and she ended up going over to News Nation. So, that's fucking everybody. Well, thank you for that. I didn't mean, I kind of fell out. So that's what I say. I got a pop mouth. Sometimes I just rolling, roll. Right, just rolling right along. And then boom, it's like something just falls out and it's like, oh, well, can't put that back in. That's probably why I haven't gotten a job on live TV. They're like, oh dear Betty. Oh dear Betty. They'll do interviews with me, they'll record me, they'll pre-record me because they want to make sure that they cut Betty out. Me and my mouth. Oh, see, every time I laugh, my eyeballs water. Why? Why do I have to water? Why do my eyes have to always be teary-eyed? I'm not a teary-eyed person. Just trying to drive. Does anybody else, like, this all started coming out like over the last couple of years. I noticed that my eyeballs they're just leaky. I got leaky balls. That came out really, really wrong. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That came out really, really wrong. Okay. My pronouns today are he and she, okay? Oh my gosh. Go wash your mouth. I know I need to. So when I'm speaking about sweaty balls, my sweaty balls might be a little bit different than your sweaty balls. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, I need to stop. We're going to be thrown off YouTube. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, lady, you got to go. You need to have your leaky balls checked. I probably do. It's probably a time for an upgrade in the glasses area, in the sling. I can't use pronouns for some reason. Leaky balls. We got leaky and sweaty. Which one do you want to be? The right's leaky, the left's sweaty. I don't know what we do today. Okay, let's stop. Okay, we gotta move on. So going through the list of all the stuff, all the funky and junky and gunky stuff we can possibly do. We're getting nowhere from local media for the Devil's Den out in Arkansas. I would still expect that, mainstream media will be giving us some updates of, court hearings and when's the next court hearing? When's this? When's that? Right? Well, it doesn't appear that we're getting that. Have there been any updates on Melodee? Not really. I mean, there were. If you didn't see it yesterday, we will go over it. Yeah, there kind of is. Let me pull this up. So this is really the only updates that we've had in just a little bit. This year. Obviously, there were some, when they just put out the daughter and the two photos, they didn't include mom. And then, of course, we had the newscast of people that don't have eyeballs, definitely don't have sweaty balls, that thought the child was the mother in disguise. Some of the things that people come up with is just like, why are you doing true crime? Like, if you are really this dense in the brain and watch, somebody's gonna be like, Betty, I thought that too. I'm sorry, okay? That's why you should be getting your news from Bullhorn Betty and not a crackpot. I'm just saying. But anyways, we've got this, now we see mom and daughter. Obviously, mom and daughter are both in disguise. Mom appears to be wearing a wig. Just want to say, I think she looks great. I think mom looks great. I think the child looks great. It looks like they're on the run because they are. The state of California has no business being in this woman's business, and they're in her business. And because they're starting to get in her business, she knew that this is what happened the last time, and she took off with her child and ate her child from the state of California. So the child's not dead. The child has not been sold. The mother is not abusive to this child. This child is obviously well-fed and appears to be in good health. Okay, so I'm pissed off at the state of California. I'm more pissed off at mainstream media for not even remotely speaking about the reality of this case, and literally playing this game of disparaging this woman, when she's already been through hell and back. And I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out why are we here in this case. So we do have this photo showing mom and the daughter, and we do have, this. It does sound like daughter. So my theory of them going to Iowa did not pan out. It looks like wherever she went in that direction, she couldn't find the people that she needed. And so it appears that she went back, and she went back to more familiar territory. It sounds like there are family in Colorado as well as Utah, not just family, but also friends, good friends of her and her late boyfriend or fiance, Rubiel, Melodee's father. They knew a bunch of people in this area. So it sounds to me like she may have called in a favor. And it might even be one of Rubiel's closest friends that has Melodee at this point. We don't know. I'm just I've never been more convinced in my body, soul, and mind that this child is okay than I've ever had a case. You guys know me. I'm always about looking at these cases, and when I see foul play afoot, I'm the first one to say it. I will call a case very quickly when I find enough information that solidifies in my mind how this case is going. And that is what has happened here. When I started out this case, I thought this child was dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts where my position was on this child. I thought this child was dead. I thought Ashlee was a piece of shit. And I thought that she did some terrible things, that she took this bag of bones and hid it somewhere in the wilderness, and we're never going to find this child. And that's because that is what law enforcement, that is what the narrative was driven by mainstream media. And, I always do my own independent research and investigation, and it started leading me down different roads. It started leading me down the truth. And in that truth lies why we are here. And so I started painting the picture of why we are here, and everybody, is kind of like, I don't think so, Betty, side-eyeing Betty, thinking Betty's lost her shit. And then little by slow, we're starting to get some more information from law enforcement, and they have to release some of these details. And these details are 100% supporting my theory in this case. We've never disputed that this woman is trying to hide her child. The evidence proved that this woman is in the process of trying to hide her child from being taken from her. So when I hear that, license plates are being changed, I'm thinking that, yeah, I'm actually surprised she thought about that. But yeah, all of this stuff goes right into the narrative that I see. And I'm not here to drive law enforcement's narrative. I'm not here to drive Ashlee's narrative. I'm here for the truth in these cases. I'm here to make sure that my audience knows that when they come here and we discuss a case, that they're getting, the case. They're getting the factual information, one, to make their own decision, and two, they're also getting a breakdown of me, of why my position is the way it is, or why I believe the way I believe this case is going. And it's because of these factors. And you don't really hear mainstream media talking about the external factors, such as history, such as psychology, such as these. There's a lot that goes in that I think sets this channel, apart from normal mainstream media. And I think that has to do with our investigative ability, which is only me here. I do have the assistance and the help of my mods within reason. But at the end of the day, we don't have a huge network of people. We don't have a lot of attorneys. We don't have, board of boards to tell us, which direction we should go, or all of this stuff. We kind of, we just follow where the information leads. And sometimes it's pretty surprising where the information leads. And this one, I have to be honest with you, this particular case is very shocking to me, because there has not been a time in the history of the Bullhorn Betty channel that I truly thought that a child was alive, and that I truly thought a child was being hidden from a state and being hidden from somebody being able to take that child. But that is where my leads have left me. Okay, they've led me down this story. And this story is supported not only by information out there in the public, but also by the statements of the other side, Rubiel's family. So I have the statements of Rubiel's family. I have the statements of Ashlee Buzzard's mother. And then we have the information from law enforcement, and we're trying to figure out what holds water. And so that's when you have to go to the psychology aspect of it, because the psychology aspect of it is what helps you identify the behaviors of, say, the mother or the suspect or even the victim, the victimology and stuff like that. But it's these psychological profiles that we do that people don't understand that we do here that really helps us identify the makeup of the person. For example, Ashlee. And when we put the information down on paper and we analyze this history of her, you see a very broken woman that has had no help. I mean, just like with Travis Decker, we did the same thing with his case, and we found a very broken man that was literally losing everything. He was 2 weeks from not even being able to drive and having his house impounded, and he was going to truly be in the wilderness all alone. Okay, that's how bad it was. But for Travis, that's what led me to believe, and his military is what led me to believe he was a self-harmer. He would never have taken his children out without self-harming himself. And I was convinced of that. It took months and finally a letdown of some bones that FBI for me to finally concede that I was wrong in my assessment. And then out of the blue, boom, they found him. And I was right. The information was right. So I have to remember to trust myself and to trust the work. We've been doing this a long time. And as weird as some of the information comes back, hey, Vicki, it's nice to see you. As much as the information comes back, and even if it's weird like this, like I never would have thought that the details would have been, in fact, her running from the state of California. I thought, when I did this, that's what it appears that this looks like, as her hiding her child from the state, from the county and the state. And once that picture started developing, I came out here and told you guys. And the crazy part is nobody's talking about it. And all of you know damn well, you started side-eyeing me saying, okay, Betty's losing her stuff. She's losing her stuff. And then lo and behold, we start getting more information. And it's like, maybe this weird analysis is truly panning out, and it sounds to me like it's panning out. Did I say hi to you, True Crime 365? It's nice to see you, Lovebug. I hope you're doing well. We're just having some coffee, sitting and chit-chatting about a bunch of cases. We just went over the Devil's Den, and then somebody asked about Melodee, and so we're kind of talking about Melodee. I've got Austin Drummond up here, which they had to move him out of county and into an actual prison because of his horrid behavior. And TY, it's nice to see her. I'll call you Corbin. Looks like Corbin. Chris was with me when I found Aiden's shoes. Aiden's shoes, Chris. Who's Aiden? Who's Chris? Is this a new case? Is this an older case? Well, it's nice to have you. If you're a searcher or another content creator, good morning. It's nice to have you. Tanya, good morning. Oh, my puppy's doing well. She's always... Oh, she moved out here. She's out of the bed and in her dog bed. I can see her now. I can see my little bundle of joy. She was hiding. She was She was still sleeping. Well, she got up this morning. She played with me for a little bit, and then I, needed to get out here and get coffee made and start going because I kind of like this, I'm up so early, and usually our first show is not until 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's like all this time I'm just sitting here by myself, and I'm like, yeah, what, might as well, if I'm going to be doing all this research for the day, I might as well do it with you guys, say good morning, talk to you guys. I feel at this point, if the little girl is okay, why isn't mom saving herself and this? Because I think it comes down to, if she knows if she lets them know where her kid is, they're taking her kid. I believe that too. They're going to take that child. They've deployed too many resources to find this child for them to say, oh, we found her, she's healthy, have a great day. That's why I'm pushing for them to tell her they're not going to take her kid, because she's not going to turn that child over until she has that assurance. Period. And Kelly, the same could be said. Why hasn't law enforcement said they're not going to take her kid to produce her kid? Why we let murderers walk, right? People that have helped somebody bury a body. We've let them walk for their statements in court to take somebody, but you can't give a mom reassurance that you ain't trying to take her kid. All this stuff would be buttoned up if law enforcement would give her a piece of paper and say, look, we just want to make sure your child's safe. As soon as you produce your child, the case is closed, right? We're not coming for your child. We're not coming for you. We're not going to go through this whole ordeal. We just, we were told she was missing for a year. She clearly wasn't missing for a year. She looked like she's in good health. We just want to put eyes on her since this case has blown up the way it has. Once we get eyes on her and we know that she's happy and healthy, you guys can go on about your life, right? We need her to get into school. That's going to be a requirement. But other than that, you'll be good to go. Right? So anything short of that, this woman is not going to produce her child. She's going to keep her child hidden because the ultimate goal for her is safety, right? She wants to make sure her child is safe and make sure her child is not in the system. So she's going to do whatever she can. That's why she's keeping her mouth shut. That's why she's not telling people where her child is, because she knows that they're going to take her child. And the whole purpose of this is to make sure that didn't happen. So that's why. If people want to know why isn't she cooperating, why doesn't she just tell them so she doesn't have to go through this, is because of that. That's exactly why. She's doing all of this to make sure they don't put their grubby hands on her daughter. And again, everything I can see in this woman's history, to me, does not scream abusive mother. Okay? It screams a mother that has been through pure hell and back, trying to keep her family together. And I'm not going to help destroy that. Okay? I have not seen, short of law, and actually, you know what? I don't even care at this point because I don't trust law enforcement in this case. To me, they've already been dubious in several respects. They've already been dubious. And I'm a human being, and I make decisions what goes on my channel and what does not, whether my audience agrees with it or not. And when I clearly see something that I don't like seeing, I'm going to say it. I'm going to use my platform to advocate. When we have mothers that have gone through pure hell and have still managed to keep their family together, we're going to fight for them. We're going to fight for them. We're not going to sit there and act like they're perfect parents, because they're not. No parent is. Parents that are all alone by themselves without any support or any help tend to make more mistakes than parents that have a support system, because they're there making decisions all by themselves. And, it's one of those things where it's even days that I live here and I have to make decisions for myself and it affects nobody but me. Some days I'm looking up and I'm like, you know what, no matter what I say here, what I do here, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Oh, thank you. Lisa B always gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty memberships, please don't forget to tell Lisa B always. Thank you. And it's because I'm a love machine. I know she loves that. I'm a love machine. And you guys just walked into the crazy house. So welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straight jacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. And that is Tanya. Woo-hoo-hoo. T.D. Dean. Woo-hoo-hoo. Teresa, Miffy, and Flor. Welcome, welcome. My wife nearly took us overseas to protect our son from being granted to his jerk-off father. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Aw, who knows? Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. And that's right. And so at the end of the day, you know, we will always try to help law enforcement. But, you know, law enforcement is humans too, and they make mistakes. And I know how law enforcement mentality is. You know, they're given a mission. They have to get to the goal. The goal in this case is finding the child and taking that child. That's the goal. That's the mission. That's been the mission. And she's not playing ball. And I don't blame her. But I'm not going to use my channel to cause this woman any more pain than she's already been through in her life. I'm not doing it. I don't see anything here so severe that requires all of this. And I'm not going to say that there is. There, to me, in my brain cell, there is no excuse why they went into this woman's house and ripped out carpet and ripped out walls and did that. That was a pressure campaign. There was no excuse for them to do that. There was no evidence that this child was in that house. There was no evidence that this child was abused inside that home. There was no evidence for them. No, in my opinion, no probable cause. Somebody's fluffing something behind the scenes to get a judge to sign off on this. And again, I don't like it. You're not dealing with just somebody that sits here and talks about these cases. I do truly have legal background, okay? I went to school to become a paralegal. I know how to read the law. I know how to read law. I know how to read case law as well. I know what conditions precedent is. I know all of these things, especially in criminal law, more so. I was practicing in civil litigation. But because of everything that I've had to go through here on these platforms covering these cases, I'm more fluent right now in criminal law than I ever have been in civil litigation. And, you know, in evidence, in 403 and 403B, you know, what is prohibited, you know, from where the prejudice outweighs the probative value, those types of things. We're looking at, those are evidentiary laws. I'm looking at evidentiary laws. I'm looking at subpoena laws. I'm looking at the very weak probable cause that they have, but probable cause is all they need, weak or otherwise. And that's where we're here. They have weak probable cause that's allowing them to execute certain types of search warrants on this woman. Why is she not in jail? They can't put her in jail. She's done nothing wrong. Yet they're doing all of this. They can't even put, even if they wanted to put handcuffs on this lady, they can't put handcuffs on her. They can't. They would be sued out the ass. She's broke no laws. And she has every right not to tell a government official what she did or where she went. This is not a police state. This is America. And we need to start putting that through some people's heads. This is America. You know, we have to deal with a lot of this stuff. They have probable cause for Chris and Katie, but they won't arrest them. They don't have shit for this woman, and here they've got her whole entire house being ripped apart. Because she wants to keep her child away from their clutches. And I'm sorry, I don't trust California. I would do the same damn thing. And I'm not going to say anything different. I'm not going to say anything different. That's just my opinion. And I expect you guys to have your opinion. I don't think that you guys, I mean, we're in a situation where we have one of two outcomes, right? She's either safe or she's not. I mean, it really is just that black and white. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Sheila. Do appreciate the super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much for that. Bless you. But we do have, I don't expect everybody to believe, and I know that there are some people that are still, you know, looking at this production from law enforcement and says, I don't think, Betty, I don't think law enforcement would be doing all of this. I mean, this is pretty extensive. This is pretty intrusive. If they didn't have something that makes them believe that this child's in danger, they've got nothing that makes them to believe this child's in danger. They have a truancy. They walked into this case
the truancy was over a year. We know that that was a lie. That was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie. They told us the school hadn't seen this child in over a year. The school. Now the school within a week comes back, oh, well, we did see the child in August. That whole situation that even opened this investigation, I don't like. It feels all types of wrong. I don't know how this case got opened. I know that a school called. Why? Could it have been from the in-laws? I don't know. All I know is that what we were told originally was a lie. Not an accident, okay? Not an oops. This is a school, okay? It's a school. You cannot tell me. There has to be some justification, and the only justification that I can possibly see is that one school called and not the other. That she was maybe enrolled in another school out of the district that she's in that hadn't seen her in a year because she moved and they were re-enrolled into that particular school and district. And maybe the school one called and said, oh my gosh, we haven't seen this child in a year. They open up the investigation and then they find out that this child was seen at another school in August getting enrolled in homeschooling in that district or at that school. You know, that's the only way that I can see where this wasn't an intentional lie from the school. If short of that situation or something like that, then they fully lied to open up an investigation into this child, and I want to know why. I don't like the way this, I told you guys when I started looking into this case and it started developing for me, I told you guys right up front, I do not like the way this is. You have never, if you've been watching me for, I know B. Betty fans been with me for 40 months. Is B. Betty even awake this morning? B. Betty, might any of you be awake? B. Betty, when you watch this on the replay crew, I need you to answer one question for me. When you watch on the replay crew, have you ever, I forgot what my question was going to be, wait an entire year to be concerned about a child? That's, again, Kelly, you know, I feel like this was a knee-jerk reaction. And then when they realized it wasn't as serious, they realized the mom wasn't playing and had already gotten her kid out of Dodge. And they're like, wait a minute, we want to know where this kid is. And so now this has changed to a cat and mouse game because mom said, I ain't telling you shit. I ain't telling you shit. And you guys know my attitude. I love law enforcement and I'm very respectful. But if I felt like they were coming after me unlawfully, like Eric Craddock, you guys hear how I talk to them. I'm not nice to those people. Okay? I'm not nice to those people at all. Because they're corrupted. Okay? We can't sit here and say that we are friendly with California officials. Because we're not. At all. We don't like them. We don't trust them. Like even Chad Bianco. Nobody, it just seems like everybody that's in charge of California is shit. I'm sorry. From where I'm sitting, the people that you guys hire are shit. I don't know where you guys get them. It's like, you know, it seems like unless you are a pile of poop, you do not get elected in California positions. You have to literally be a pile of shit in order to be elected in California. I don't get that. Even the Republicans, I don't like half of the freaking Republicans that are hired and voted in California. I'll be honest with you. I don't like officials in California. So you're talking to a woman that can't stand California law, doesn't like California, officials, has a problem with most of even law and order there because there is none. And the good sheriffs have been squeezed out. Most of the good sheriffs that used to be in California have fled to other states. Some of them still stick around. But again, unless they have a big old pile of poop on their head, they're not getting elected either. So, you're trying to get Bullhorn Betty to be okay with what's going on in California. And if it's okay in California law, it's okay in California law. I'm just telling you, it's not kosher in Betty law. Okay? Okay, California, what you're doing to this woman ain't kosher in Betty law. It just isn't. I can see through this because I've been around the block a time or two. I've seen right through this when I started investigating. and kept hearing all these things being changed by law enforcement that should have been known and factual at the very beginning. School records should be accurate. We shouldn't be having a problem where school's saying, oh my gosh, this child's missing for a year. And then, the next week, we just saw this child in August. That tells me that school has poor record keeping. That's the first thing it tells me. Okay? So now I don't trust the school. I don't trust the school's assessment because you made a wild allegation that ended up being untrue or fabricated. I still haven't decided yet. Was it fabricated in order to open up a case for this woman? I mean, I'm still going to be asking questions. I know that I've lost mainstream media from being tough on crime or asking proper questions, but that's okay. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I'll stand on this hill. We all will. We all will. We want the truth. We want the truth. Leaky balls. Cocksuckers. It's leaky balls and sweaty balls to you, Sasha. Okay? If anybody wants to know, we're not going there. You guys can just laugh about it. What the hell are we talking about sweaty balls for? It's because Betty has sweaty balls, okay? That's why we're talking about sweaty balls on the Bullhorn Betty channel, okay? Somebody's just opening up their YouTube and hearing sweaty balls, and they're like, what the hell is going on here? They're like, there's going to be somebody coming in here like, I can't even talk to her. I got to now wait 20 minutes. I'm here for the sweaty balls. I'm just here for the sweaty balls. All right, there they go again. They're sweating again. If anybody wants to know what I'm talking about with sweaty balls, I'm talking about eyeballs. I've got sweaty balls this morning, okay? Leaky balls, excuse me. They're leaking. I got leaky balls, not sweaty balls. There might be something more serious going on here. This stuff that we do. Good gracious. Oh my God. Can you imagine having this conversation 2 years ago? This would be on literally every single hate channel across YouTube. Talking about Betty's leaky balls. We got a leaker. Yeah, because I did something just to bring Michelle into the fold. So I did something this morning, and we were talking about something, and then my eyes start watering. And so I ended up plopping out. I got leaky balls. Eyeballs. And when it popped out of my mouth, we realized it didn't sound. I wasn't meaning to start this inside joke of leaky and sweaty balls this morning, but that's what started it, because I accidentally said I have leaky balls this morning, and then right when it popped out of my mouth, I realized what I said, and I couldn't quit. Then of course, naturally, I start laughing. More tears are coming out of the eyeballs, and so we went from leaky to sweaty, and then there you have it. Now you're full circle into the mix of the leaky and the sweaty balls this morning, okay? I got big balls. Who's got big balls? I got big balls. Let's listen to that. We're probably going to... I probably shouldn't. Never mind. I'm going to stop. Stop. Oh. Well, good morning, guys. I'm still waking up. I'm still just, yay. I can't see anything. I probably look like I can't see anything. When you can't see it, does my eyes like go, am I still looking at you guys when I have no glasses on, or am I looking weird? Because it's like everything is so out of focus. I feel like my face might be out of focus for you guys. I don't know. Let me get my glasses back. I can't read what you guys are writing here. Your leaky balls, I know. Loving the coffee club discussion this morning. I know. We're a true crime channel. You wouldn't know it this morning. You'd think, what the hell did I walk into? The hens are clucking, that's all. We're just clucking. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Did you guys hear the update in Alec Murdaugh? So apparently, I don't know if you guys, I was on X, and I was going through X, and what's his name? Eric Bland made this long post about Dick Harpootlian. Okay, so we have, if you guys remember, we watched I was very, very much involved in every aspect of Alec Murdaugh's case. I was there for the auction, I was there, I mean, we were live from his house. I went back, where Paul and Maggie were murdered at the dog kennels. We were all back there on the property. We went to the auction. We went to the murder trial. We went to the Supreme Court when they tried in front of Judge Toll to rehear the trial, the murder-homicide trial. She denied it. Now they're taking it up to the next level. They're trying to get him a new trial, Alec Murdaugh. Well, Hulu just came out with this, I don't know, based on true events type of thing, where that not everything in there is going to be actually, happen. It's going to be sensationalized. That's why it's based on true events. It's not a biography or documentary, right? It's based upon true events. And so they depicted, in my opinion, I've got Hulu. I got a Hulu subscription. I don't know how long I'll have the Hulu subscription. I guess until the first, cancel culture and Hulu does something pissed off. And the next thing I know, now I'll be out of, Hulu and Netflix. Let's hopefully, Hulu, don't do anything. Just don't even get involved in PC. Just keep doing what you're doing. We'll all be all right. We'll all be all right. But I'm on Hulu. And so they do have this, and I got a chance to watch it, and it really kind of depicts this family that had a lot of money and, let their children overindulge, which caused a lot of problem in Paul's life. And it was a direct result of poor parenting from his very rich and dysfunctional mom and father. Unfortunately, his mother wasn't very much of an authoritarian. Like, my mama would have whipped my ass. Spoiled. Yeah, Ashlee, spoiled. And so Dick Harpootlian doesn't like the depiction of Alec Murdaugh in this Hulu series. They're very, very upset. Offended. And Eric Bland believes it's because Dick was played by a short, fat guy. The guy was short and fat, but I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think it is about the depiction of his client. I think it's about the depiction of him. I think I agree with Eric Bland. I think I agree. If you guys haven't gone, you guys got to go to X and read Eric Bland's statement. It's quite, I don't know. It's a little funny, not funny. My local ABC affiliate is off YouTube TV because they want more money from YouTube TV. I wouldn't pay for YouTube TV. TV is expensive. All these apps, they developed all these apps to make it more affordable, for us to ditch the cable. And now they became the monsters that the cable companies were, and in many parts more expensive than cable companies. So it's like, I don't believe in that. We have, all these little these free TVs like Tubi TV and stuff like that. Yeah, you got to deal with commercials. So you had to deal with commercials on paid TV, cable. And you can find these things that have hundreds of channels on them with zero cost. And then you got things like Apple TV, which wants to give you like Fox News and like normal traditional cable, but you're paying the same traditional cable prices. I'm not with it. I'm fine with Tubi. I'm fine with my news apps. I'm fine with going directly. I'm fine with doing my stuff right here on the computer, right? But I think Hulu TV, YouTube TV, I think it's all worthless. I think it's too expensive. I mean, if you're going to be spending $115 for live TV, you might as well use the cable companies, right? And negotiate a better deal on your internet and cable needs versus going to these outside things. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. I saw the next Netflix documentary on it. Definitely appears like a group of people spoiled to power. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but they had been getting away. I think there's so many more crimes at the family. This is only one aspect of the family. We haven't even gotten to the other boys, right? You got to remember, Alec had brothers, and while some of his brothers, one of his brothers is really, really a good salt of the earth guy. They're a Murdaugh. They got wicked in their bone. Okay, even Randolph, everybody's talking highly of Randolph. He was a little scoundrel himself. So let's not get it twisted. This whole family has issues, and the whole family is now putting their head in the sand, which, out of all the years of them getting away with literally everything, including murder, I think it's time for them to have to pay the piper. And that means the whole family. Sorry, you have the sins of thy father, and the whole family is like that, and people are still scared of the Murdaugh. I'm not scared of the Murdaugh families. I remember one of the Murdaughs were trying to intimidate me whenever I was out there recording and filming, and he came out there, and I'm like, look, dude, don't tell me what to do. Like, I don't give a shit. Well, you need to do this. No, I don't. This is public property. You got a problem, go call the cops. They're going to tell you what I'm going to tell you right now. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't come and tell me something. If you don't want attitude from me, don't give me attitude out there. I'm serious. Just don't. You want to talk to me like a normal person? Talk to me like a normal person. I don't know which Murdaugh it was. It was one of the brothers, and I cussed his ass slap out. So there is that. And that was right in the middle of the road. And it was on a road named Murdaugh. I was in the middle of the crossroads, right? And it was like a Murdaugh. It was like, I can't even remember. Maybe it was Moselle and Murdaugh. I can't remember. It was one of the roads there by the Moselle property. I wasn't too far from Moselle, but there was a road that had their last name on it. And so it was a little bumpy, to say the least. But when I got to this particular intersection, I got out and started taking a picture. Well, somebody from that freaking house starts walking out toward me and wants to be an asshole. Now listen, dude, you don't know me too well. I'll take your ass right on back in that house. You don't want to be like you, and that's not just how I am. I'm very non-confrontational, but I'll just tell you like it is. You don't want to be out here messing with me. Have a great day. I'm not doing anything wrong. Go back in the house. Have a great day. God bless. That's how I am. You step further than that, then I'm going to be 3 feet in your throat. So I don't know. I just have this very limited level of BS. Like I can hold my stuff together. I have a don't mess with me attitude. I don't know where it comes from. It might be my history. It might be the substance abuse problems I had. It might be the abuse that I've done. I don't know where it comes from. But it gets to the point where I'm out there doing a job. I don't have time to be, if you want to come out and talk to me and be nice, I'll tolerate it. But you want to come out there and start being nasty and rude, I got no time for it. And I nip it in the bud very quickly like this. Take your ass back in the house. If you got a problem with me, call the cops. But sir, do not come near me. You want to stay an arm's length away from me. You come any closer than that, I'm putting you on your ass. Period. And sometimes you have to be like that. I'm out there usually by myself. I don't have anything. I can't monkey with threats. I need to address the threats and get them either figure out whether they're truly a threat or just somebody talking shit, and I got to get them moved on quickly. And that's for my health. Again, I'm out there in the backwoods of South Carolina alone. At this time, I don't even have Delilah. Delilah's not even thought of yet. It's just me and my vehicle. And I'm traveling, so I don't have a firearm, right? I don't have, and I don't even think, at this time, I don't even think I had the pepper spray in the car. So, during the Alec Murdaugh, I was truly out there alone by myself. The only time I wasn't alone that I had somebody to call was when Jonathan and I traveled there to cover the story. And when we were there, we weren't working together. I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing, but I knew he was around. If I got, in trouble, I could call him and he would be right there. But that's the only time. But most of the time I was out here in South Carolina, I was out here by myself doing the job. And, you know, I just don't have time to deal with people and their bitching. You know, I just need to identify whether they're a threat or just mouth, right? If they're just mouth, I'll let them run their mouth. But if it's a threat, then I've got to, you know, deal with that threat. But, you know, I can't take a firearm now. My mom has my firearm, but I'm going to eventually get it back. And actually, to be honest with you, it's not, that's the Lorson I have is too heavy to be taking around. I need to get like a 380 or something like that I can carry. Because I've got a concealed weapons permit. I paid for a concealed weapons permit. And I know that my concealed weapon permit is reciprocal in several different states. So, and I know I'm allowed to carry my firearm even through states that have tougher gun laws, but you have to store it a certain way in order to travel with it. So it's finding out all the little nuances and laws because I travel. But I eventually will, because I plan on doing a lot more cases, and I'll be out there by myself. I don't have a team. You know, before when it was Jonathan and Olivia and everything, it was different. Me and Jonathan broke up, and Olivia, you know, she's kind of going on with another portion of her life. She's trying to get married and have kids and, you know, do the family thing. So it's kind of taken her out of the game a little bit, but, you know, it's just me. So when I do go out here, and I don't plan on staying behind this keyboard. I don't like it. I'm not an indoor person. I've been forced to be an indoor person for the last couple of years, but once this is all done and over with, we're going to be back out there covering true crime from the scenes. And it costs a lot of money, but I'm trying to get everything set up where it'll start reducing money. I'm not sure if I need to buy a van or a camper or something, but I need to buy something that starts reducing some of the costs of, say, room and board. Room and board costs a lot of freaking money on the roads. Like sometimes the plane tickets get it, but it's mostly the stays, the hotel stays. Those nickel and dime, like the trip that sells like gas and mileage and stuff like that. In some of the cases is okay. You know, it's not really what even the flights. But when you take the flights, then you absolutely have to rent a vehicle. You can't do anything without renting a vehicle. So you could, I prefer driving if I can, because then I don't have to worry about, you know, weight of, you know, suitcases and stuff like that. But the other part of traveling, even when I'm driving, is the stays. The stays are ungodly. You can't, it's hard to find a clean room, for $50 or $60. I have been lucky. I have been very lucky, but very rarely. Usually it's about $90, $90 to $100 a night, everywhere you stay. So you got to add those in, because it's one of the two things. You got to sleep in the vehicle, or you got to sleep in a hotel. If you sleep in the vehicle, you've got to have something like Planet Fitness gym membership, so you have a place to go get a shower, right? You got to think all of these things. So I don't want to sleep in the vehicle, obviously, but if we need to cover a case, I will. I have the ability. I've been a front row Joe for freaking a decade. You know, I'm used to you know, roughing it. You know, we didn't get the front row. You know, you got to work for that shit. Okay. Some are sleeping in lines on the ground with ants. Yes, okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. Many of you guys are not game ready like Bullhorn Betty. I'm game ready. Okay, give me. If all push comes to shove, I'll get a blanket and throw it on the ground and sleep. SLD, it's nice to see you. Angel of Light, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So anyways, Brian Kohberger. Been a while since we've talked about Brian Kohberger, another case that I've covered fluently. Apparently, he's having a problem with wanting to pay $27,000 in restitution to the victim's family. And he's asking the courts that he's indigent and shouldn't be required to pay it. But what they're not saying is his, you know, free Brian Kohberger, those disgusting parasites. Please don't be a parasite, okay? If you're from the Bullhorn Betty channel, don't be a crazy broad, right? Don't be one of those things that says, "Oh my gosh, I love you. Oh my God, I'm in love. I love Brian. Oh, Brian, he's innocent. He's innocent. I want to marry him." Okay, he's a murderer. He's a convicted murderer. Okay, ladies, put your hormones in check, please. Okay, and quit putting money on the man's books. Quit putting money. This man is making bank. And so that's the argument from the state. They're like, wait a minute. He's saying he doesn't have money to pay it, but he's getting all this commissary money. He's getting all this money, from these little girlies. The Free Brian Koberger campaign, you little hussies. What? You guys need you guys want the experience or something? You plan on taking him home with you when he gets out of prison? Are you planning on getting rubber knives in your house? I mean, I'm just asking for a few friends. I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to work. Do you put like toothpicks in the eyes so they stay open at night while you're laying next to? Ladies, how are you expecting this to work? I'm asking. I'm seriously asking. Because somebody that's murdered 4 people, I don't know, one, if I'd ever see them in that way. Ugh. 2, like, how's this gonna work? Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep with somebody that I know can grab a knife and go, we're back at the Bates Motel. We're back at the Bates Motel. The Koberger Motel? Ah! Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy, these women they do need their heads examined. Wade Wilson, I know. These I don't get it. Listen, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I had pen pals in jail, in prison. I went to federal prisons, but these were people I knew. Okay, these are people I had relationships with. Okay, I didn't go to these places over somebody I just met online. Okay, I'm damn sure not going to be calling Brian and saying, "Brian, I love you. I believe you're innocent," even though you stood in court and said, "I did it." What's wrong with you ladies? Are you that desperate? Shoot. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I don't get it. And to think of the things that go through you ladies, made me vomit a little bit. You ladies are disgusting. Ugh. And I saw his, ugh. Really? I'm sorry, ladies. Any woman that thinks that looks good, and I've seen some of those prison jail, without the clothes on, with Ladies, he ain't the one. Now my balls are. Michelle's got sweaty balls. Oh, we'll give you leaky balls today. Michelle's got leaky balls. Leaky balls. And I'm still waiting. For, them to start arresting other people. Do we know if Brandon Shurtleff and Adrian Lucen, are they in jail for other crimes? Because I feel like we lost them somehow, and I've noticed that the only person that's been charged in Michael Monkey Vaughn's case is Stacy Wandra. And it's my belief that Sarah, Adrian, and Brandon were more involved than Stacy. And I realized that Sarah's in jail. So they don't, I know how prosecutors work, and I know how, because, you have the, like the 180 days to bring the action, from the arrest. You've got some speedy trial rights laws and stuff like that. So if somebody's already in jail and there's no rush to bring the charges, they will stagger, because there's no statute of limitations on the types of charges that they've got. They will stagger those out. So say, for example, Sarah's in prison. They're not going to charge her while she's in prison because they don't have to prosecute her right now. So why are they going to start their clock to prosecute her if they don't have to? Someone's saying Sarah's being charged, but I haven't seen it. And we know that she's going to be charged. It's just when. And this is where it comes up, is Adrian and Brandon potentially in jail too, because it seems to me the reason why they went ahead and charged Stacy. Now, I don't know this to be true. This is just an observation I made. It appeared that Stacy was getting ready to be released. Okay? And he's in Arizona. So it seems, now I don't know if this is the reason, but to me it seems probable that they went ahead and arrested him and charged him with the crime of Michael because he was about to be released and they didn't want him being out of custody. I feel like that's more in line. That's kind of what they did with Oakley Carlson's mom, right? Oakley Carlson's mother, Jordan Bowers, she went to jail for a mirage of other charges. One that was related to like negligence of her sister potentially. And then they got her for identity theft. And they just kept, every time she was getting out of jail, they would rearrest Jordan on other charges unrelated to Oakley Carlson to keep her behind bars because they didn't have enough to charge her with her daughter, Oakley's death. And just a month ago, she was truly released from prison. So I keep wondering if that's why they charged Stacy, so he didn't get released back out on the road. They went ahead and charged him. And Sarah being already in jail and still behind bars for other charges, I feel like they're going to hold her charges and start charging her when she starts getting close to being released. But I don't know if that's the case or if they need to charge all of them to help support one another's case for the prosecution. For example, if Stacy is being charged by himself, but they're bringing in, they need to bring in Adrian Lucen or Brandon Shurtleff as, co-conspirators, it's going to be really odd that they have co-conspirators that aren't charged with crimes going into a trial for Stacy Wondra. So I do believe that they're all going to be charged in this crime in short order. It's just, who are they going to have the information buttoned up with first? Obviously, they were concerned about Stacy being released. That's how I feel about this, and that's why that they went ahead and rearrested him, much like Jordan Bowers in the Oakley Carlson case. I kind of feel like that is how these things panned out in this situation. If I feel, this is the way I feel like if Stacy was being released in another 6 months, they wouldn't have charged him for another 6 months, if that makes sense. So I think it was because of this release that prompted them to go ahead and charge him. And then getting back to Oakley Carlson, we realized that Oakley's sister is now a little bit older than she once was. And it sounds like she is talking to her foster family as well as law enforcement about the mother. I do believe eventually Jordan Bowers and her boyfriend, Oakley's father, will ultimately be charged with the death of Oakley. It sounds like they treated Oakley really horrible. I don't understand why parents fight for their children just to lock them in a hole. Like, why? Why would you fight for a child to come home with you, and then when you realize it's not working, why would you lock them in a closet or under a stairwell until they perish? I just don't understand the thought process. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Michelle gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. Angel of Light to receive that Bullhorn Betty membership. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the insane asylum. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. We appreciate all of you. And it's just it's one of those weird questions we have. How much information do the children remember? Because what I don't like about children when they're presented with trauma, a child's brain does one of two things. It either blocks the trauma or it scars them. And either way you look at it, it's never good. Congrats, David. Who's Dee? It's nice to see you. Good morning. Who's David? Did I miss something? Congrats, David. Oh, there you are. Oh, Melodee. Okay, I see it now. Melodee. I missed Melodee. Melodee gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. And David, welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. I eat the insane asylum. Welcome. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. We do appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the Coffee Club. We love it. We love it. Panda Bear's mom. West Virginia Holler Girl gets it. Thank you, Panda Bear's mom. Gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. West Virginia Holler Gal. No, you changed it. You changed it to Gal now. Aw, Angel of Light gifted a Bullhorn. Aw, you guys are showing so much love. Thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. I eat the insane asylum. Woo! Because I'm a love machine. Debbie Becker, welcome to this crazy family. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. So now we're kind of getting into more of the off-topic conversations about what's going on around the world. And we've got a lot of stuff like a woman kills an actor. She's the butt lady, and she was sentenced to murder. And this is what she was doing. She was taking silicone and injecting it in people and doing these procedures on people. And you would think, what is this? Come join people, the leaky. Come join the peeps with leaky balls. Ashlee, you're killing me. And then Vicky's like, so sweet. Do you mean so sweaty? No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We're in so much trouble this morning. Stephanie, it's nice to see you. Ashlee, good morning. Michelle, Angel of Light, good morning, guys. It's nice to see you. Oh, good gracious. Oh, good gracious. We're in so much trouble. But listen to this lady, though. They called her the butt lady. She was giving people, silicone injections in the ass. But listen to this. She was going to Home Depot. She was buying tubes of silicone. This was not medical grade silicone. This was construction grade silicone. And it ended up killing people. It's toxic. Okay? The stuff you go and pick up from Home Depot or Lowe's, it's toxic. It doesn't belong in somebody's body. And she did it to herself, too. Like her face. Oh, my goodness. You should tell me to take this off. Let me move this. Hold on. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do. Let's move my big old cranium. There we go. Can you guys see that? Look at that lady. Look at that lady. She's got it in her own damn face. Good gracious. Good gracious. Like, that doesn't even look good. She looks deformed. What? Like, if she was the walking advertisement for the silicone stuff, I'd be like, no thank you. That doesn't even look good. Doesn't even look good. What the hell's wrong with people? Killing somebody. Like, who would have, this is where it comes from. Remember that time I told you, like, we deal with hate channels. Like, I'm trying to raise, funds to help a 8-year-old boy get Christmas, right? And people are like, she's going to steal this and steal. Like, I've never thought about that. So clearly they have, and they've done that. Because people that don't do that, don't act like that, we don't think of it. Who the hell would think to go to Walmart or freaking Home Depot and get tubes of silicone and start pumping in somebody's ass? What? Did somebody come and say, I want a silicone implant? And then go and look for, windows and say, we've got tubes of silicone right here. And it's $2.97 a tube. I bet you that looks great in my lips. Sorry, not sorry. What? What the hell is wrong with people? I'm sorry. Now my eyeballs are sweating again. Got sweaty Betties. Sweaty Betties and leaky balls. Sweaty Betties and leaky balls. Oh, good gracious. We're going straight to hell this Thursday. We're going straight to hell, folks. I'm just telling you. Oh, no more lies. You walked into a Raw show today. Good morning. It's nice to see you. We got sweaty Betties and leaky balls. That's all. That's what's on the menu. YouTube's gonna come across this show and they're gonna say we have to pull the advertisement. We can't have sweaty balls on YouTube. Oh, gosh gracious, good gracious. Dear Millie Lumpty is again working. Good morning. You're funny. Every now and again. Every now and again, we're a little funny. West Palm Beach, we have a Dolores Bellevue, 83 years old. She's missing right now. I don't know if she's been found. She was missing 16 hours ago from West Palm Beach. If we have anybody from West Palm Beach, please be looking out. She looks like a very lovely lady, too. She looks like a lovely lady. Let me see if I can flip this around for you guys. Good gracious. See that? There she is. So if you guys are from West Palm Beach and you see her, please consider calling that in. She's missing at this moment. And we want to try to help out as much as we can with missing folks, right? Missing folks. So we have a 83-year-old lady that's missing that they cannot find. Dad blocked son from unaliving 4 children and got stabbed in the head. Great. Sounds like a great thing that happened. Florida man was stabbed in the back of the head trying to prevent his son from entering a home after he threatened to unalive 4 children. The anger of people this day and age is ridiculous. So it says a Florida man was stabbed in the back of the head while trying to prevent, we heard that. The father then shielded the son from deputies with Volusia Sheriff's Office when they arrived at the scene and drew their guns. He was concerned his son was about to get unalived by law enforcement. Trevor Neves Gonzalez, 22, agreed to drop the knife, but was then hit with a taser after spitting at a cop. Not a good choice, but hey, at least we got a 22-year-old that's alive. In Florida, we don't play. That 22, I don't know if you guys saw the child that was held at knife point by his brother. His brother's not here anymore. It's as unfortunate as it is. Our law enforcement is trained to neutralize a threat. That's it. Okay? The repercussions of neutralizing that threat come after the fact, but our officers here in the state of Florida are trained to neutralize threats. Okay? They're not trained to, within reason, you know, they'll give commands. If they know somebody is mentally ill, there is different protocols in place, but they're not going to let a mentally ill person harm another person. They're just not going to do it. So even in a mentally ill, if they don't follow commands, they're going to be a dead mentally ill person. And their family's going to sue our state and our county and whatever the case may be, it's going to be. But they're not going to get their loved one back. We can deal with a lot of stuff as long as somebody's life is not in danger. You know, when we have people that are held up in houses, we bring out people to talk to them, to talk them out, to try to have safe surrenders so they can start going through the process of the courts and, you know, medical professionals to find out what's going on with them, see how we can help. But the 22-year-old, that father I think that father knew, because he's from Florida, like, you know, if your child, I'm just going to tell you guys this. If you're in Florida and your child is wielding a weapon, you have to make choices. And these are your choices. And there's nothing good that's come out of this. Your choices are call law enforcement, and your child may end up losing his life, because if he does not drop the weapon, they will neutralize the threat. Or you have to try to neutralize that threat yourself and risk losing an innocent person or yourself because of that altercation. Those are the only choices you have in Florida. You can handle it yourself and risk, something really bad happening, or you can call law enforcement and again risk something bad happening. There's no good when a hostage situation goes on, or when somebody starts becoming violent, lethally violent toward their family, or has a weapon that can be lethal. In the state of Florida, we're not trained to talk people down. We're trained to neutralize threats. So please remember that. Because there are some people that call for help, and they get help for one thing and have, a lot of stuff to deal with. So, and this guy was obviously violent. I mean, a knife to the back of the father's head, he could have killed his dad. He's lucky to be alive. I'll tell you that. In Florida, that man is lucky to be alive. We went over a girl yesterday that was missing, that I believe was in Orlando. The mom, they went ahead and charged the mom with additional charges. And this would be appropriate because, I think a similar situation happened with that young girl. Her mom, took off with her, but I think we had a similar situation like with, we do with Ashlee, where she was just trying to keep her child from being taken from her. But the problem is she never got her back into school. So now she has new charges, probably along with abandonment in custody, some type of interference with custody, stuff like that. Wow. And on a, is this true? Human Barbie influencer Barbara Jankowiski, if I'm pronouncing that right, dies at 31. And apparently it's a mysterious death investigation. Social media personality, I don't know if she's from here, because they've got a little line above her name, Barbara. Recognized widely as Human Barbie, was found unresponsible. I can't, it's in Brazil. She's a Brazilian personality. And she was found dead and unconscious. I don't know. The pretty people that have those rockin' bodies, I always believe substances. It's just not normal to be that thin. It really isn't. You either have, eating disorder, or you're on substances. I'm sorry. Your body is designed. It's not designed to be, too heavy, but it's not designed to be skin and bones either. You need to have a healthy body. And I've seen a lot of people that do not have healthy bodies at all. Like that one, Kelly Ripa. I bet you anything her teeth are fake. Because a body like hers, she is bulimic, anorexic. She's got a lot of stuff. That produces a lot of acid. It rots your teeth. So I'm almost positive that Kelly Ripa, those teeth in her mouth probably aren't even hers. They're probably screwed in, or veneers or something like that, because she's not a well woman. She hasn't been a well woman. She's actually been, in my opinion, anorexia and bulimia is a mental illness, in my opinion. It's a body dysphoria type of illness. And, people encourage her illness, and I don't like it. When I saw her the last time, it looked like her skin was hanging off of her bones. That is not healthy by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not healthy. I saw Ariana Grande, and I think the last photo I saw, she was similar. She looked like she had freaking skin and bones. That's not healthy. if you guys are striving to be that, that's not healthy. I strive to be healthy. Now I'm a little fluffy, but I've never strived to be skin and bones. Okay, I just haven't. I like to be healthy. I like to have a little bit of, I'm sorry. I like something to grip on. Okay, if I like something to grip on, I have to think somebody else does too. I'm just saying. I ain't no size 2. Ooh, where is this at? This is sad. A man 28 died protecting his kids from a stranger who was allegedly harassing them on a train platform in a shocking incident. Poor babies. He looks like a nice guy too. But it looked like it happened a while ago. It looked like it happened on July 26th. Didn't even hear about that. And whatever happened, I heard the death count for that UPS airplane crashing. I hear that the death count is rising. I guess wherever it went down in a very populated area. It sounds like there were some people that worked at a auto parts store, like an O'Reilly's or something like that. I don't know how big it was or whatever, but they said that there's 2 people missing that they don't have a count for, and they believe that those 2 people are deceased. But I mean, how bad was this fireball? It's scary to think. It's scary to think. Oh, the poor lady. I don't know if you guys remember, here in Florida, we had this black lady that had her children living in this house, and then there was this like crazy white neighbor that was just nasty. She was mean. She was mean to the kids. She called the kids derogatory names, based upon the color of their skin and stuff. Just a really horrible neighbor. And this neighbor took something from the kids, and the mom went over there. She had just had it and went over there to knock on her door to get this thing back. And this lady shot her through the door and killed her in front of her kids. This happened right here in Florida. That the old lady, she still doesn't understand. She still thinks, even to this day, she blames the victim. She doesn't realize she's the problem. She still doesn't realize she's the problem. This is how far gone this lady is. And so now she's suing the children in a wrongful death suit. I don't know if you guys heard that. It was about, I can't pronounce her name, but it's A.J. Owens is what we know her by. A.J. Owens here in Florida. And she was a mom of 4. I can't remember the lady's name that ended up shooting her through the door. But just to think of how horrible a person has to be, where you take a mother from her children. Now, granted, clearly she's a racist. I mean, I don't think there's any dispute that the woman has to be a racist. She shot the mother through the door and said derogatory and racial slurs to the children. So clearly, she has some problems with the color of their skin, more so than what they were doing, and then to turn around after shooting and killing their mother, suing the children. I think the woman is deplorable. I think she's disgusting. I hope she is treated very poorly behind bars. She deserves to be treated very poorly behind bars. It would not bother me, not one bit, if she doesn't make it very long. And it's horrible for me to say it. God-fearing woman, we don't say things like that, but for her to take a woman, a mother, away from her children, and then to turn around and try to sue her children while you're in jail for murdering their mother, I don't know. I don't know how you pray for somebody like that, but I'll leave that to our clergy. I don't know. I'm a Christian. I'm just not that kind of Christian. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'd love to be. I'd love to be a better Christian. I'm just not. I own it. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. I'll wake up tomorrow and say my prayers and move on with my day like I do every other day. But there are just some people, I don't care how religious I am, that just don't deserve to breathe the same oxygen I deserve to breathe. And I think that lady is one of those people. She's a parasite. And God knows how much pain she's caused people throughout her life. She's an old lady. She's retired. How much pain and destruction and meanness has she been able to create her entire life? This didn't just happen. Okay, folks? People don't turn into monsters like that overnight. They've been that person for a very, very long time before it reached to the level that it reached. And I really, truly believe that that's the situation. But she's behind bars. She can never hurt anybody again physically. Obviously, she's hurting the kids that she's already destroyed. She's hurting them even further. I just have no respect for that. So that's kind of really the full round out for today in our news cycle with all the stuff. We'll be having more of a focused live later this morning, probably around 10:30 from the studio. We'll do a regular live. So if you guys want to be part of that, if you guys are not getting my notifications, please unsubscribe, resubscribe, and change your notifications to all. I will set this. I've set this particular live on one day. I'm going to start getting us back to one day, but I know we do have some new people that came in and like to talk. So I set it for one day because I figured everybody has been here at least 24 hours. Tomorrow, we'll set it for one day. And then in 5 days from now, we're going to set it for 5 days and get back on 5 days. So the people that come here to the Bullhorn Betty channel, you have to have some skin in the game to speak. I'm sorry, but there are still some trolls out there that disrupt our lives. And in an effort to reduce some of those disruptions, we're going to be setting some standards here on this channel so people can enjoy being here and have a safe place to be without being harassed by trolls. And so when the trolls do pop up, we know who they are. We extinguish them, and then they have to wait 5 more days. It's a beautiful thing. And eventually they tucker out and just go away. So that's where we're going to be for the next few weeks or whatever the case may be. But we'll be back and forth. We're going to be running a lot more lives on all channels. That's kind of where we're going to be for the next, at least for the next few weeks as we build up and pull ourselves out of this shadow banning. So anyways, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget, as we close out, when you're coming here on the replay cruise, swipe over. There's a place where you can put a comment. Swipe over from that comment and hit the hype button. That would be greatly appreciated by each and every one of you, along with your faithful thumbs up. And if you found this to be interesting, or you found something interesting, clip it and pass it around, or just share this entire live. I greatly appreciate you. I hope you guys had a great morning so far, and we will be doing this again tomorrow morning as well. I'll see you back in a few hours here on the Bullhorn Betty channel.